Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Roundup. We're going to cover a bit of news from today in the League of Legends esports space. Recap the two series that took place earlier this morning in the LPL and preview the trio of series that are expected to take place tomorrow. Keep in mind, the LPL schedule is different than in the past. We're going to have teams playing back-to-back nights and things like that due to Asia games being taking place in late August, early September. LPL are trying to fit 10 weeks into 7. So that'll be something to keep track of. So news, Team Heretics in Europe have decided to go with Flakked over Jack Spectra. They sent Jack Spectra down to their academy team. Flakked is going to play. These numbers are from EU Masters Spring. He had a 4.9 KDA, 9.8 CS per minute, 71.4 KP, 890 damage per minute. That is the highest I've seen in a long time, especially in a 15-game sample. I have not seen players near 900 over that many games. We see some have like a series with 1,000 DPM, and that's like absolutely insane. But then, can they keep it up for 15 games? I mean, that's pretty great. 493 gold per minute, 35.7 damage per minute, 26 gold. 35.7% of the team's gold, 26% of the team's. Oh, God almighty, heaven on earth. It's a hot day today. I'm losing it. 35.7 damage share. That's a lot of damage over 15 games. 26 gold share. That's higher than average. It's not a crazy high like the 890 DPM is, but 26 is on the higher end of things. In terms of laning, though, very average at that level. 195 gold up, down 1 farm, up 5 XP, so we can just say he's even on average and in the first 15 minutes. 5 champions, 15 games. Obviously, we've seen Flakked play, right? If you have been a fan of LOL Esports for a little while, Flakked played for G2 last year. Went to MSI as a rookie. And it's kind of funny because I think Flakked should have been starting over... Damn it, I have something in my eye. He should have been starting over Jack Spectra ASAP. I thought Flakked should have still been in the LEC. A lot of people disagreed with me. They didn't like he was on Seraphine duty, and that made him stink. And I'll be honest, I had my... I criticized him. I didn't think he was great in summer. But we can't ignore how good he was in spring. And even I had my criticisms of him in spring. But I'll tell you what, people are more critical of Flakked than even I am, which is a surprise. I think that he's fine. I think he's LEC level. We got to keep in mind, 3 of the 4 80 carries that were in... was it all 4? Mad Lions, oh my god, Unforgiven. So 3 of the 4 LEC 80 carries from Worlds were not with their teams in spring. They were unemployed when the split started. Upset obviously got a job. Flackett's getting his now. Unforgiven is in the LCS. But, I felt all 3 of those players deserved an LEC slot. So, or at least a Western slot at the very least. So Flakked getting his due and his chance to shine once more is nice to see. So, recap. Predictions, I'm 6-3. Went 1-1 again. We had 4 teams in the top 10 of my power rankings. For comparison's sake, if you're not an LOL Esports fan, think of college football in like the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, when you think of the LPL, in terms of just how like stacked it is. It's very, very stacked. They just won a big tournament. In terms of LCK, which we'll get into, they are like the SEC as well. Like I would say they are the SEC. And these guys are that second tier that sometimes wins, but like the SEC always has multiple teams in the playoff and things like that. Like that's kind of the deal. So BLG, OMG. BLG, 4th in the power rankings, OMG 10th. BLG would win 2-0 pretty easily. Elk 15-2-19, 37% of the team's damage was my MVP. Shun 10-1-21 in the jungle. Abel 8-11-2, 29% of damage for OMG. So, this... So On was my MVP. On in the support role was excellent on the Nautilus, landing hook after hook after hook in the laning phase of both games. And that got Elk ahead. That got BLG ahead. The Xayah was unstoppable. And OMG had no answer, in my opinion, in the bot lane or even in mid lane. Cream really didn't do that well into Yagao. Despite getting advantages in farm, he just really never got it done. So he was my MVP for getting the team ahead. However, in the second game, he did int his face off in the mid to late game and really gave OMG an opportunity back into the game. He got picked off, which allowed a fight over the fourth Drake, which Shun was able to take, which was a big deal because it took Soul. But then they got picked off again, and he started dying in team fights and missing his hooks and things like that. They lost a Baron. Elk had to save the day with an Elder in game 2, and which is why Elk got MVP. Not only was he excellent, but that steal of the Baron, or while taking the Baron with both junglers up, was a big deal because OMG were in a position, honestly, where if they had taken that Elder, I think we would have had a 3-game series. They crawled back into it after being down 10k gold. That is not a common thing to do. It takes a lot of inting by one team and a lot of perseverance by the other to come back from that. Like a 10k gold deficit is like, I would say a 10% chance of coming back. Like you need the other team to like literally throw the game, choke the game away. BLG did that. Bin did that, frankly. Shanji in top lane was very good in game 2 on the Rumble, which is his pocket pick. And it took advantage of Bin. Like, Bin struggled. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He really inted today. Sure, there were a couple times where the Gragas was able to land some casks, but otherwise he was pretty bad. Definitely noting that because OMG, outside of that, really didn't have much going for themselves today. Just very one-sided out of BLG, who came out strong after MSI. Segueing into a team also that came back from MSI and is not coming out strong. So, Weibo 9th in my power rankings, JDG 1st, because JDG won MSI. And I also think they're the best team in the world on paper. Weiwei was the MVP in his debut for Weibo. Weibo won 2-0. Light 9-1 and 7, 31% of damage for Weibo. Crisp, the support, 1-0-21. So the bot lane of Weibo, 10 kills, 1 death, 28 assists. Knight in mid lane for JDG, 2-6-1, 30% of damage. So a lot of people are probably going to be like freaking out because that's the way the league community is, very hyperbolic and like just can't let things be the way they are. Weibo beat JDG in spring. We went over this yesterday. I picked JDG to win this. I predicted JDG to win and BLG to win. JDG obviously didn't. Am I shocked that Weibo beat them again? No. No. They beat him once. Why wouldn't they have a chance to beat him again, right? It's not like it's impossible. I will say Weiwei was excellent, though, in the jungle role. Facilitated on the Vi, did well on the Wukong in game 2, and did his job at a high level. Does this mean he's better than Karsa? I wouldn't say that because I thought Karsa did the same thing in spring. Weibo did not, Weibo are capable of this and also capable of losing to both of those teams, which they might, right? Like, that's Weibo. So, with that in mind, I think they're just the same team still, but it's only been one series, which is why I said hyperbole is the description of freaking out over JDG being 2-0'd by Weibo. It's one series. JDG just won MSI. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're, they haven't scrimmed because they won MSI and they just haven't done anything for a couple weeks. Does that mean you can beat a team that's got a brand new jungler? I think you should be able to compete, not lose 2-0, not get blown out, not they went after 369 in top lane and really executed. I didn't feel like the Shy carried the game after that, but they did put 369 behind, which was important. Knight did nothing with his leads over Zhao Hu, and Kanavi didn't do anything with his leads over Weiwei. And I say this all the time, you got to be a facilitator or a carry in the jungle. And Weiwei facilitated. He gave up farm to make things happen, get other players ahead. Kanavi has a lead in farm. He has a lead in gold. Didn't do anything with it. Now, part of that might be on missing. Missing then becomes engaged. Whoever becomes engaged needs to do something. Knight in game 2, like he had 1 or 2 decent engages on the Nico, but otherwise, he didn't do anything. Ruler. I mean, what was Ruler doing today? Pretty much nothing. Just not a great showing out of JDG. Like I said, coming out flat. They might not have scrimmed at all, or maybe not care. I don't know. I'm not going to draw too many conclusions from it. I mean, it's going to affect the power rankings a little. Maybe they drop out of first. But does that mean Weibo go above them? No, that does not mean Weibo go above them. Sneak peek for tomorrow. So 3 LPL series, all bangers. All bangers. Keep that in mind. Team World Elite, 20th in the power rankings, have not played yet. Anyone's Legend, 0-1. Actually, I should have included that their last matchup, who Anyone's Legend lost to. I believe it was Ultra Prime. I think it was Ultra Prime. So, last matchup. Anyone's Legend won 2-1 in spring, just a couple months ago. The changes to these rosters, Anyone's Legend had they had a bot lane of Betty and Sword Art. Their bot lane is now Zikui and Ziki. We'll figure it out over time. He had a pentakill in his first series. Give him credit where it's due. And his support is Zora. In terms of Ultra Prime, Team Wii, sorry. In terms of Team Wii, their changes. Team Wii top lane, Bubu is out, Cube is in, and that's the differences. So, jungle mid comparison from the last series. Zhao Hao Pin Z, 20 kills, 16 deaths, 39 assists, over 1,000 damage per minute, resulting in 41% of the team's damage. Hang and Shanks in the loss, 18, 17, 22, 739 DPM, 35%. So just a little more damage share, but a lot more DPM out of the winning side. Thunder Talk and LGD. Thunder Talk 18th in the power rankings, 0-1. LGD 0-1. Their last matchup, Thunder Talk blew them out 2-0. Thunder Talk have went back to Wanfeng, thank the Lord. 1XN is not in. Sorry, 1XN, but you are not Wanfeng. I don't know why. They are playing a player from the Academy League in place of a player that's like top 10 in the world easily. However, Yao Yao is not alongside Wanfeng. We got Yu Yanja again. So, with this in mind, Thunder Talk continue to be themselves. So differences from last series where Thunder Talk won 2-0. Support role, like I said, Thunder Talk have Yu Yanja now. Yao Yao is not in. In terms of LGD, Fearness is playing for them in top lane once more. Zhaoju is with another squad. And the 80 carry role, LPC, I think is unemployed. Envy is in place of him from Live Sandbox. So, once again, jungle mid comparison, because those players are the same ones from the last time these two teams faced off. Beshwan Yukal went 18 kills, 3 deaths, 33 assists, 835 damage per minute, 42% of damage. Meteor and Haichao on the losing side, 6, 12, and 7, 647 DPM, 34%. I said after LGD lost, I thought Haichao should have been benched for XQW. Haichao is still playing. Good luck into you, Cal. FPX and Ultra Prime both 1-0. This is quite a timeline we're in. Last matchup, FPX won 2-1. So the differences from that one. FPX, Lele is no longer with them in the support role. Chow Chow is. Ultra Prime have changed the mid laner. They had Ching at that time. Now they have Forge. They have Sword Art as support instead of Baolan. So, the top jungle 80 carry comparisons, because those three players hold over. 40 FPX. So, Zhao Laohu, Hacker, LWX, 42 kills, 27 deaths, 85 assists, 1,417 DPM, which resulted in 63% of the team's damage. So Care did a lot of damage also. Harry, Ning, and Doggo on the losing side, 24 kills, 38 deaths, 59 assists, 1,526 DPM, 67%. So both trios around the 65% of the team's damage. However, one side didn't die nearly as much as the other. So it seems like the mid lane was a big diffy in this one, the last time they played, and Forge into Care. Ching should still be playing. I don't know why Forge is playing over him. I think that is an error on Ultra Prime's part, but who am I to say? They are 1-0. They beat Anyone's Legend, who stinks, so, you know, who am I to judge? But that's it for the roundup, so thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. We have the Hall of Fame voting going on there. We have predictions. If you want to predict who you think is going to win these series there. What else do I have going on there? Power rankings, if you want to participate in those. And or you just want to talk to other people that like the game. So you can do that. You can become a YouTube member if you want my predictions. And hope to see you again tomorrow.